Imagine Apple taking one of the boldest design risks it has in years, changing the very material that defines the iPhone Pro. That's exactly what the latest leaks are hinting at for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. If these reports are true, we might be looking at an iPhone that not only feels completely different in your hand, but also performs differently under the hood. And that's where things get really exciting. Welcome back, viewers. James here. If you're loving these deep dives into the latest tech, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. It helps me bring you even more of the good stuff. So here's the wild part. After hyping titanium as the ultimate premium material for the iPhone 16 Pro lineup, Apple might be walking away from it already. Instead, the iPhone 17 Pro could arrive wrapped in aluminum. Yep, the same material that Apple has used for years on its standard models, but with a high-end twist. And this isn't just some minor cosmetic swap. Aluminum could completely reshape how the iPhone feels, performs, and even manages heat. Now here's where the leaks get interesting. Photos supposedly showing a real aluminum chassis for the iPhone 17 have popped up online. And what's striking is the mostly metal-backed design, something we haven't seen from Apple since the iPhone 7. The twist? Apple would still carve out a glass section on the back so wireless charging and MagSafe work properly. That means you'd be holding what feels like a solid slab of metal again, but without losing the features that modern iPhones depend on. And let's be real, Apple ditching glass backs after nearly 8 years. That would be a radical shift. Think about it, since the iPhone 8, glass has been the default for both design and wireless charging. But aluminum brings a big advantage. For starters, it's roughly 40% lighter than titanium, which could make the iPhone 17 Pro significantly easier to hold than the already lighter 16 Pro. If you've ever felt your hand cramp up after scrolling TikTok for an hour straight, this change could be a lifesaver. But here's where things heat up, literally. Aluminum conducts heat way better than titanium, which could be a huge deal for the new A19 Pro chip. We're talking next-level power, bigger batteries, and heavier workloads like gaming, 8K video recording, or running AI features. Heat management has always been a pain point for smartphones, and Apple seems to know it. Rumors suggest the iPhone 17 Pro could even get a vapor chamber cooling system, the same tech you'd usually find in gaming laptops. Combine that with aluminum's natural cooling abilities, and the iPhone 17 Pro might be one of the coolest running iPhones we've ever had, both figuratively and literally. But the leaks don't stop with materials and cooling. The camera system might see its biggest jump in years. Imagine all 3 rear lenses, wide, ultra, wide, and telephoto, pushing out 48 megapixels each. The telephoto in particular could finally leap from 12MP to 48MP, and some whispers even claim continuous optical zoom up to 8x. If that's real, portrait shots and zoom photos could look insanely sharp, not to mention 8K video recording becoming possible across all lenses. That's the kind of upgrade content creators have been begging Apple for, and it could finally give iPhone users tools they've only envied on Samsung or Xiaomi devices until now. And then there's the battery, another pain point Apple looks ready to crush. The Pro Max model might pack Apple's first 5,000 mAh cell, finally catching up with the big boys like Samsung. The Pro could get 4,500 mAh with a new metal encasing that helps with heat and faster wireless charging. Pair that with easier battery replacement thanks to Apple's new adhesive trick that basically peels batteries out with an electric pulse, and we might actually see iPhones that are both powerful and a little more repair-friendly. That's not something you hear every day. Storage is also getting a boost, with the Pro models expected to start at 256 GB instead of 128 GB. Sure, there's talk of a $50 bump in price, but honestly, for double the storage, that feels like a fair trade. And speaking of prices, leaks suggest the iPhone 17 will start around $80.49, scaling up to about $102.49 for the Pro Max. Apple keeping things within the same ballpark as last year feels almost too good to be true, especially considering how many upgrades might be packed in. Circle the date, September 9th, 2025. That's when Apple's big event is rumored to go down, with pre-orders opening September 13 and shipping starting a week later. And if even half of these leaks turn out to be true, the iPhone 17 Pro lineup won't just be an upgrade, it'll be a full-on reset of how Apple approaches design, performance, and user experience. So here's the big question: will Apple actually ditch titanium after just one generation? Or is aluminum just a clever prototype that never makes it to shelves? Either way, the leaks have set the stage for one of the most unpredictable iPhone launches in years, And I have a feeling Apple's holding back a surprise or two that nobody saw coming.